life, not hating the snooze. No map, no script, just open skies, campfire stories and starry nights. Cause time won't wait and trails don't last, so we're living
No.
bucket list overland, wheels in the dust, trail by trail and adventure we trust. Climbing high, digging deep, taking that stand. One life to live, let's roam this land. Yeah, yeah, bucket list overland. Dust in the rear view, dawn in my eyes. Gunny is rolling out neath the desert skies. Garbage waking up, no one else around. Just you and me in the trail, headed northbound. Tires hung low through canyons carved by time and snow. This ain't just a drive.
Be a little campground. I think Murphy Hot Springs or something like that. That's where we're next to.
Where the road gets wild and the wild stands tall. From the border of Nevada to the northern line, Idaho calls like a song in the pines. Over rock, river, dust and time, Gunny keeps rolling. This trail is mine. One shot, one trail, one life to live. This is the story that the wildlands give. Hot spring steam in the mountain air. Ghost town sleep in the valleys there. The Salmon River roars and the ridges rise, with bucket list dreams beneath wide open skies. No pavement lies where sorrow runs free, just granite and grit and a pine sweet breeze. Every mile writes a piece of my name on the bones of the earth and the BDR flame. From the border of Nevada to the northern line, Idaho's beating in this heart of mine. Through thunder and silence, dust and pine, Gunny keeps climbing. We're crossing the spine. One shot, one trail, one life to give. This is the movie where we dare to live. was 95 and dusty on the BDR trail. Flat tire hit like lightning, thought our ride might fail. I sighed and kicked the gravel, he just tipped his brim. Said, sit tight darling, I got this, and I believed in him. My cowboy, my hero, with grease on his hands, fixing that flat like only he can. With a wink and a grin, he saved the day. Now
You want to get out at all? There's a barbed wire fence right here, so we can. Alright, so there was YouTube stupid with respect to cliffs. This is perhaps YouTube stupid with respect to these moose. So there's a fence down there, which means they might feel trapped if we got at all. They're down there. So yeah, we don't want to get them pissed off because they're trapped. See him? No. Uh-oh. That one was... Oh, that one just stepped over the fence. I don't like that one's coming toward us.
He's on my side now. He's on my side now.
That one down there is flat out of mighty hot. Yeah, well, we know they're in a Prius.
Yes, we hope so.
Fairly calm. That's where the lookout tower is. I see it up there.
Yeah, you too. Looks like there's a gate.
There's what?
I think there's a gate.
Oh, come on. That looks like a hoot. Look at that. Only ATVs and motorcycles. Well, let's pull down here in case another comes through.
Lookout open from 10 to 6 daily.
This. Yeah, it's a Trinity Mountain Lookout or something like that. So that's that. Where we were trying to get to. And then the Killjoys put that there. And that there. This dude's not gonna fit and they don't want it up there, so. But look at that road. That looks like a hoot. And it goes all the way up there. So fun. Oh well. Some cool alpine lakes up here though. There's one there, and then we came in from around down there, and there's two more down there. But just absolutely beautiful up here. And that road was another one we were looking at, kind of contemplating where that goes. We haven't run into too much fire smoke yet, knock on wood. So we've been graced with some beautiful views. And that is just a little loop around that comes back out over here, and then we can go back down. So. Deep ruts.
He spots the stream and sighs real low. Here we go again, under his breath, and drive slow. She perks up, grinning like it's something grand, like they're crossing the Amazon instead of just some land. It's a water crossing, it's a water crossing. She lights up like the Jeep sky launching. He doesn't get it, but he hits the gas for that half-second thrill that she hopes will last. It's a water crossing. She's seen the Puget Sound and the ocean spray.
This is good. This is really good. Oh, the trail camera's here.
Something about that water inside gets her high.
And his first water crossing. Waiting for this.
It's a water crossing. It's a water crossing. She snaps a pic, the wheels are sloshing. He mutters, it's a puddle, babe. She laughs. No, it's a memory we just made. It's a water crossing.
a little ways on Lick Creek Road. And look at that. Even with the smoke, just gorgeous.
Lush green to the right, and then this like rock and fire to the left.
Yeah, this area is like Idaho's Rubicon as far as how rocky it is. Those big old rock areas back behind us too. Look at this slide over here. Can you get a view of that?
Yeah.
Holy cow. And then this road just goes right through the middle of this giant rock pile. It all came from up there, presumably. Like 60 degrees. Ooh, that's down, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's a really hard bounce down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the rocks are big enough the Jeep might just fucking tin can itself between two of them and not keep going.
I'm not sure what's better.
I would say tin canning wins by about 2 nut hairs.
How about let's just not test it?
Wood shingles, how weird.
Number 68. Nice to meet you. Hello.
We could have gone more directly to Florence, so it's possible that this road turns into another one.
we just did a bunch of creepy crawling and sneaky shit through a whole bunch of logging and sketchy shit. And we are at the New Florence sign. There's a road that way. Road that way. Somebody thought there should be a road that way. And there's a road yonder. So we're gonna go that way, see what happens. So a moment ago, we were sitting right there. And if I can get it focused, that little sign would say New Florence. You're just gonna take my word on it. Then we drove up that mess. And we came up upon this mess. So there's some Florence stuff. And the jail is yonder. So we're gonna go check out the jail. Alright, so we're back at the Jeep. Jail was fun. And then we got Canfield Place. Don't really know what that means. And there's a fire pit, so not sure what to make of that.
Recording at the jail.
There's the Jeep. Here's Canfield Place, whatever that means. And that sign, had I actually pressed the record button earlier, you would have known that says the property of the United States, all persons are prohibited under penalty of the law from committing any trespass, and there's a reward, and so on and so forth. And it says that the reward shall not exceed $100. They have some pretty screwy ideas of what it takes to narc on your buddies, I guess. But pretty cool. An old cupboard, something like that. Pretty neat. That 2-layer construction is kind of interesting. And then we have an unnamed structure here. This looks like it might have once been a name placard, but it's not. So, why there'd be a vertical tree stump in the middle of this structure, I don't know. But maybe it was like some kind of a cellar backed up against that hill. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah, that was food storage that they would do like that, wasn't it? Alright, we're going to take a picture from up here on the way out. Especially to help me remember. And this is an old shitter. Or bathroom if you want to be a dick about it. I don't even want to know when the last time somebody used it was. Probably a lot more recently than we'd like to think. Oh my, that is not a very deep trough. Man, one aggressive night with a little bit of alcohol and a burrito, and somebody else is gonna have a real mess of a time. There's some like white powdery stuff in there. I don't know what that is. Cool, there's 2 little holes, so apparently, maybe, yeah, you can poo with your buddy, which would be weird. Or you could pee in one and poo in the other, I don't know. All right, for context, there's the Jeep. There's old Canfield's place right there. There's the old town refrigerator. And then we go down this way. Sorry about the sniffles, by the way. And sure enough, some collapsed structures. Shingles and old nails. Second structure back there. There's the remains of this structure here. It's kind of surprising how modern those nails look.
Oh. Well, I don't think this was that long ago.
Really? You just have to do things a little different when you're out in the boondocks, I guess.
Here's this like maybe old fence, old corral.
Yeah.
Right there too.
Yeah, that's interesting. It goes this way. There's more trail, or what used to be one anyhow. All right. Back that way is where we saw what was possibly a corral. Then we kind of worked our way in here. Worked our way in here, and boom, there's this big flat area here. And then log retainer here. And then it's flat here. And then I think that was probably another retainer. And then that area was cleared. Over here maybe it was a porch or something. I don't know. But clearly orderly, kind of rank and file, smaller logs. One piece of what looked like maybe pressure treated timber, which is weird. Some of the stuff back in here, it looks like it's been reclaimed a lot, to the point that you gotta really look for it. And the trail goes to there and stops, and that looks like it must have held water. I mean, like recently, it looks like it had been standing water at one point. Curiosity's killing me. Kind of want to go on. All right, this is that area that I was just video recording with the, flat area up there, logs retaining, flat area. Well, looks like it might have been a porch or something like that. And I'm currently blocked by these logs and this kind of marshy, mucky mud. Has inundated this part, which was clearly part of it. It's very, very flat. Whatever structure thing was here. And so it looks like there's a trail that goes up here. And then a whole bunch of down trees and what have you that make getting around much more difficult. And then back that way. That might be a trail. And this might be a trail up right here. Up to there. So might be the end of the road. Hope I'm not kicking myself for not going further. But in that area back there, by the way, very cool. I don't know what they use that for, but a whole bunch of logs and trees that were cleared out from back there. So there's a big clearing right there, it looks like. Okay. That was the flattened out deal with the wood retaining logs. And here's a big hole. It was dug nearby. I don't think the video conveys the drop off here in the depth, but it was clearly dug. Pretty cool. Don't know what it was for. There's a big well area over there. All right, this was that hole I was just talking about, that dugout area. Came across these logs and boom. a much bigger pool area, or it's filled with water or something. Maybe this was some mining activity. I don't know. Couple planks there, cinder block or something like that, brick right there, and it runs back that way. Seems to run a little ways. This looks like it was mined to me.
Yeah.
They're digging for something. Doesn't look like they were necessarily using it.
Dust on the wind and silence for miles. Boards on the windows, ghosts in the aisles. Up on the hill where the wild ferns grows, the graveyard sleeps all in a row. Wooden headstones standing all in a line, carved by someone whose name is lost to time. Some have names to tell who lies below, others just...
All right. Gate to the Florence Cemetery. It makes a satisfying creak. And fastened with a wire. All right. To the left here. Exhumed graves of Chinese miners. One here, apparently. One here. One here. Probably quite a number of them. And there's wooden headstones over here. And over here. And this says unknown. The mound of soil is still, you can still see it. Unknown, unknown, unknown. These are all the unknowns. Well, at least almost all of them are unknown. All of these are listed unknown. All the way back. You can still see the mounds of dirt for many of them that were dug up. Oh. This one says, sacred to the memory of old Nestle Road from Ohio, who died January 29, 1860, age 48 years old. And then there's one unknown stuck way over here, all by themselves. Wow. All these unknowns. Wonder if they were labeled a time after they were buried, or if how that worked exactly. I'm sure we'll find out. Pardon me, unknown. This is John Turnbull, died July 1898, aged 55. I'm sure there's a bunch of graves over here that haven't been identified, maybe. Unknown, unknown, unknown. Unknown. H.J. Talbot, died January 3rd, or January 5th rather, 1868, age 29 years, native of Georgia.
A lot of these people are from Georgia, interestingly.
Uh-huh. Unknown.
Much bigger than I thought it would be.
Uh-huh. Unknown. Pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This is John Charles, quote-unquote Charlie Seaberg. Died November 1918. One of the newer ones, of exposure. Remains found 1931. So he was found 13 years after he perished. James Mosier died October 14, 1910, aged 46. That one back there is unknown. And I think the last grave marker is J.B. Morris, died June 1900, postmaster and livery stable at Florence. Wonder how many more there are that they just don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. Anyway, there's the bridge. Jeep's over there. Time to get out of the rain.
Frickin' dirt chickens. Hurt the dirt. Hurt the dirt. They ain't gonna see it here no how. Hurt the dirt. They going slow. They don't see us, otherwise they be going fast. Hurt the dirt.
That's a dumb bird. couple right answers to this.
I'm glad there's a couple of right answers.
We turned off the road where the pines grow tall, where the signs fade out and the wild takes all. The wind pressed hard and the snow fell slow, and we aimed for a place few ever go. The map said Fire Tower, the sky said no, but we followed the ridge where the brave still go. Each mile a riddle, each turn a test, with Gunny steady and our hearts pounding in our chests. So burn not so cold and high, with your broken trail and your slate gray sky. We chase the last of the daylight there, through roaring wind and mountain air. Not for glory, not for fame, just the rocks and the climb and the whisper of your name. Grew sharper as the trail grew thin, and the storm drew close like a long-held sin. But the engine hummed like a quiet hymn, and we trusted the road though the light grew dim. We never saw far, but we saw enough. The twist of the path, the place is rough. You said we're close, and I knew it too. Not from what we saw, but from what we knew. Oh, burn up in fading light, you held your secrets just out of sight, but we climbed on those.
All right, I'm not much of a selfie guy, but we did a thing, and yeah, there's the Jeep, and we started up a trail, and there were a couple down trees, and there were big rocks and stuff, and we just kept going, and that trail just got worse and worse and worse. Kind of looks a little Rubicon-ish, not as bad, don't laugh, but we found that, and that, and it's snowing, and it's 30-something degrees. And Steven didn't come with us, so we're kind of on our own. Fortunately, we have a full suite of recovery gear. But I'm going to switch the camera up to this. And walking on snowy granite here in Klutz Lake means scary. It's closed.
Yeah, it's closed.
Anyway, pretty cool. With that, I think we should head back down.
a baby goat.
What's up, fellas? Hell of a view out on the eastern side of our low leg of Idaho BDR. Ironically, we're, I think, still in Montana at this point in time. I don't think, I know, we're still in Montana. Seems like the BDR folks were fudging a little bit when they started putting Montana in Idaho BDR. Do what you gotta do, I guess. Just goes and goes.
Horses fell down the cliff, but it's fine.
Yeah, horses fall off this shit, but
it's a breeze. It'll be fast riding.
it's really not that big of a deal.
Woke up with the sun on the Bitterroot Range. Gunny's fueled up, got a feeling strange, like ghosts of old men walking beside Clark with his compass, Lewis with pride. Dust kicks up in the rear view glass, crawling so slow like the centuries past. No pavement here, just ruts and stone, where wheels find a rhythm all their own. Oh, the low, low motorway winding wild and free, through pine and sky and history. Every bump's a story, every turn a fight. But this old Jeep was born for nights like tonight. Lost the trail once near Rocky Ridge, turned around by Fallen Bridge, stopped to breathe where the eagle flies, and the wind told tales in a whispering pine. Bear tracks fresh by the river bend, no cell, no map, just the road and a friend. Got coffee in a thermos, tires in the clay, and the ghost of the court showing the way. Oh, the low motorway winding wild and free, through pine and sky and history. Every bump's a story, every scar's a song, and the road says you're right where you belong. It's not the speed, it's the soul you find in the shale and silence left behind, with moss on the rocks and stars overhead, and the words of the past still being said. Yeah, the low motorway, hard and slow and true, a test for the trail and a gift for the few. So shift it down low, let the engine pray, drive your heart down the low motorway.
Holy shit. It's really nice terrain if you're like a, mountain goat, or perhaps a, an antelope. An antelope could probably. So the Indian post office is what they call this. Not abundantly obvious from the road. Good view from up here. I fucking knew it. The last stop was just a bunch of assholes stacking rocks. I swear to God. Alright, so this is the Indian post office site, so they say. Hello. It does not say no mechanized vehicles.
Yeah. You sure we want to go up there?
No. I don't want to walk up it.
It's not very far.
That's cool as shit.
Super
Ugh.
cool.
Huh?
Yeah, it's hella cool.
So, another fire. Look out. It was a kind of a tedious little climb up here, but we're way the fuck up here. Way the heck, even. And the view is something else. That Jeep has been a heck of a soldier. All right. And you just see and see and see. I know that's the point, yes, but remarkably little wind up here. I don't know what peak that is. Way off there. And this is that little loop that goes back out, so. All right, Jeep. Rock stairs. Slab. Wood stairs. Look out. Fire, look out. There's big old antennas stuck all over this thing. Not a whole lot of space walking around it. Not a very big building either. Looks like new lumber though. Can you see anything? Reaching my hand under the slats. pretty cool. Poor old building seen better days, but it's not clear where the door is. I don't know where the door is. Oh man. How do you get in a building with no door? Oh man. You gotta like jump through the window, I guess. But one hell of a view. I think that's a grizz.
No, it's a black bear.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fat bear. Did you get it?
Rolling through wide open skies, laugh until we cry, watching the sunrise. Miles behind us, memories made, dust on the tires, but our joy never fades. We've chased rivers, climbed high and low, held hands through every bend in the road. It's a new day, it's a good day, with you by my side. I wouldn't change a thing. Jeep's humming like a heartbeat underneath the evergreens. We're tired but we're smiling, don't want this ride to end. It's a new day, it's a good day again. Saw the stars fall over Idaho nights, campfire talk and northern lights. Took wrong turns that turned out right. You and me just feeling so alive. The map says we're almost home, but my heart's not ready to let go. It's a new day, it's a good day, with you by my side. I wouldn't change a thing. Jeep's humming like a heartbeat underneath the evergreens. We're tired but we're smiling, don't want this ride to end. It's a new day, it's a good day again. Maybe someday we'll come back this way, when life gets too loud and we need a getaway. But right now, I'm just holding this view and holding tight to you. It's a new day, it's a good day, with you by my side. I wouldn't change a thing. Jeep's humming like a heartbeat, we're winding down but feeling free. We're tired but we're dreaming, still chasing where this is. It's a new day.
Just outside Avery, Idaho, of course. Trying to wash this rig.
Stuck. I looked this about. I looked this up because I was curious to see what people think it's about.
Come gather round, you're brave and bold, and hear a tale of flame, of smoke and ash and one man's will that carved a hero's name. In 1910 it was, the summer scorched and dry, when thunder cracked through northern woods beneath a blazing sky. The bitter roots were burning fast, the winds began to roar. 100 fires turned to one, a beast with death in store. The trees all snapped like brittle bones, the mountains bled with heat, and 40 men with Pulaski knew they'd never see retreat. He said, boys, stay close and follow me, there's no way through but in. He led them to an old gold mine to save his fellow men. The fire screamed, the earth turned red, but still he held his ground. The ballad of Ed Pulaski lives where courage still is found. With pick and axe and steady hand, he led them through the smoke. His horse fell dead, the sky turned black, the pines a burning cloak. They reached the shaft, collapsed inside, the heat began to rise. He drew his pistol, faced them all with fire in his eyes. Anyone who leaves this place will perish in the flame. You'll die out there, but live in here, he cried and called their names. Some begged, some wept, some cursed their fate, some gasped for air and prayed. But Ed stood guard the whole night through and never once betrayed. He said, boys, stay close and follow me, there's no way through but in. He led them to an old gold mine to save his fellow men. The fire screamed, the earth turned red, but still he held his ground. The ballad of Ed Pulaski lives where courage still is found. When morning broke, the world was still, the flames had had their fill. He staggered out with 20 men who lived by cherished will. Though eyes were burned and lungs were scarred, their lives he would defend. He lost 5 men, but 20 stayed to call him more than friend. Now in Idaho's deep timberland, where fire once ruled the day, they speak of Ed Pulaski and the debt we still repay. A ranger, not a soldier, but a leader all the same, whose courage carved into the stone a quiet, hallowed name. He said, boys, stay close and follow me, there's no way through but in. He led them to an old gold mine to save his fellow men. The fire screamed, the earth turned red, but still he held his ground. The ballad of Ed Pulaski lives where courage still is found. So raise a glass to Pulaski's name, and let the fire beware. For when one stands to guard the rest, true valor's always there.
Pulaski's in the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho Forest Cemetery, Section E, Block 40, Lot 6.
Pardon?
I said I can only imagine because I'm freaking exhausted. There's sun over there.
Welcome to Section 8, everyone. Well, yes, it has been like this all day. No, it's not exaggerated. Yes, that would be exactly what our spines are doing the whole time. And this is because we've hit an ice road. Just imagine worse than this. It's been like that. Half-buried rocks. Non-stop. All in a line. And they call it a road. Oh, and yes, I am picking the smoothest lines that the road has to offer. yes, we are scaring the hunters that are camping out here. Not the deer so much. We came right up to an elk, but the hunters are scared. Anyway, those happen from time to time. Those were made by a wicked forest witch in Idaho named Margaret, who managed to seduce some hapless, undoubtedly hunter, and spawned a vegan named Summer, who's trying to also subdue a hunter named Chad. Ugh. But we don't want to get into Summer and Chad right now. Margaret's enough.
Do you think they maintained this road last?
That's a false fucking pretense. This is some seriously weird shit. Yeah, why though? It's just one tree. Shape of a fence post, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but whatever. That's why they call it Lunch Peak. No doing. This one's open. Like opened up. Not shuttered.
Shouldn't be banned.
Are we not supposed to come up here?
The gate was open and the gate had been closed. The gate says road restricted, so. And stop. And stop.
Well, since you said it. Heading back down a little bit. See if we can find somewhere with Starlink viability. Look at all the birds flying below us.
Pretty much everything is below us.
Friend.
What you don't fully recognize is how much of this trip my asshole has been in my eyeballs. And how I've exuded or attempted to not like make a big deal of it. But this is like day 8,000 and I'm kind of tired. I don't know that I can do that anymore. This is not how I die. This is not how I go out.
Port Hill, Idaho. Back on highway. It's looking pretty good. Any thoughts?
We did it. It was a slog, but it was great.
Fucking A. Alright.
Looking forward to some freeway.